All right, so the recording is now going. Okay, great. Got the literacy one there, perfect. And so, okay, so as you were just saying, you you were tasked with finding a reading curriculum for the charter school, right?
Yeah, so we were looking for a literacy curriculum that used the Norton Gillingham approach that that would take into we're a Waldorf school, so it's a multi-sensory program. So I was out to find a program that fit Reading Horizons. No one really fit what we wanted perfectly, but constructing a program is, a daunting task, even if you got a ton of money and
Sure.
all the talent in the world.
Right, right. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, that gives me kind of a good idea. And then just day to day, you do insurance sales, is that right?
Yeah, I'm a State Farm agent. I serve on the board. My wife is our literacy coordinator. She's a dyslexia coordinator at our school.
Oh, okay.
Our son is dyslexic, so not a surprise that I'm the person that got to lead the charge.
Okay, okay, great. That sounds good. So let me ask you just a couple of background questions really quick. So would in roughly in a week, just a rough estimate, how much would you say you use the internet for web browsing, work, social media, email, all that type of stuff?
Oh, I don't know, 8 hours a day,
Okay,
5 days a week.
all right.
I mean, for sure, 40 hours, maybe more than that, maybe 60.
Okay, okay, perfect, perfect. And then what types of sites do you usually visit? Work and personal. I mean, like entertainment, sports, exercise. Okay.
I mean, I'm probably a news junkie. I binge Netflix and Amazon Prime in my off hours. Um, everything I read about everything that has to do with teaching and education and education law, and that's encompasses what my time is spent doing.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. Interesting. All right. Perfect. So let's go ahead and set the scenario. So you work for a school district, and you're the person who decides which textbooks or software to use for your students. That kind of fits with the situation you actually went through. Um, and yeah, and so you're looking for a reading curriculum to help, especially kindergarten through third grade students in your district to learn how to read. And then you've done a Google search, and so for like elementary reading curriculum, and you came onto this site, on this Reading Horizons site. So what I'd like you to do is definitely be as honest as you can. Definitely don't sugarcoat anything. We want you to be blunt and honest, because that's the only way we can improve. And then also, as you're going through, if you can kind of speak aloud or think aloud, so we can hear your thoughts and your how things look to you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay, great. So first of all, go ahead and look at this page and tell me what you think about it.
It's pretty bland.
Okay.
It's half green, half white. It's broken in view. I don't, I'm going to come to this site. I'm going to look at it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll down. Watch a product overview, and then I'll probably see the foundational reading curriculum portion that gives the 4 highlight wheels of what it is. I would probably hit learn more right there.
Okay.
If I was going to do this, the next thing I would do is probably hit the K through 3, the video from Hunter Elementary School.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great.
I would look at the dyslexia screener.
Okay. Great. And what else strikes you about this page?
Other than it's in Spanish.
You're seeing it in Spanish?
I'm seeing, look at the upcoming.
Oh, right, right, right. Okay,
Screen or pod class.
okay, sure. Yeah, we've got the yep, a little bit of foreign language there, just because it's not up yet. Okay,
There we
sure.
go.
All right, great, great. Okay, and if you just came to the site from the internet, do you know whose site it is? Could you tell?
Yeah, you'd see the Reading Horizons banner.
Okay, okay. I mean, that's a pretty obvious question, but we ask it anyway. Um, and then what can you do here on this page? What is this page for? Go ahead and just go up and down a little bit. Just kind of do a narrative as you go around.
What's the page for?
Uh-huh. Yep.
I mean, it's a standard information page. It's basically directing you towards discovery. Discovery is the thing that's lit up on the page. It doesn't talk anything about Elevate.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look like what I would think would be hyperlinks. Like on research-based method, those things are not hyperlinks. So they're not active, or maybe they're not supposed to be active.
Okay. Good. Good.
And again, the product overview thing, and then talk to a specialist. That's an active button. There's 2 talk to a specialist deals on there. I assume that's chat.
Okay. Okay. Great. And then yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
No, that's what I see.
Okay. Great. Great. Now, let's say that you did want to learn more about the K through 3 for your school. What would you click next?
I'm broke, right? So if I was going to learn about the foundational reading curriculum for K3, I'd hit the hyperlink just below Reading Horizon.
Okay, let's go ahead and do that.
So it brings me back to the same page. So at that point, I would dump down and say, I'm not a visual person
Mm-hmm.
all that much, so I would probably click Learn More, which takes me nowhere.
Okay. Okay. All right. Great. So let's go back into then up to the top. Go ahead and go to products up there, and then just go to the K3 right there.
All right.
Okay. So now we're on this page. So let's do kind of the same type of thing. So just take a look at this page. Tell me what you think it's about.
Well, I see the overlay, which is confusing. I see the Reading Horizons box, right? That's in the center of the page. That is marked. The letter's marked, but it's that looks like a screen layover on top of the 4 circles that are underneath of it.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Let me ask you which browser you are using.
This is it's an Explorer browser.
Okay.
I'm sure that's probably throwing you off.
Yeah, yeah, that.
It has a tendency to throw off Reading Horizons.
Okay.
I've noticed that like when I have to do stuff in RH here,
Uh-huh.
I typically use a Chrome browser. I probably should have did that.
Would it be? Do you have just a sec? We could jump into a Chrome browser.
And I think this is going to be difficult in this. I think it's going to be difficult in this if we don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's take a minute if you don't mind.
I can. Will you be able to see the Chrome if I pull it up?
Yep, yep. I can see whatever's on your screen right now. So.
So I'm gonna leave the Chrome on my main screen, and I'm gonna slide my other screen. I'm gonna take my other screen over.
Okay.
I have a second monitor. Can you see on the second monitor?
I can't see the second monitor. Although.
That's all right. This is the one I'm gonna use on it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Great.
So I need to. See if this will get me here. the same.
Yep, yep, same one there.
Oh, I didn't do it right. Sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, great, great. All right, so yeah, kind of, take a look around, scroll down, and just tell me what strikes you about this page.
That's a little better.
Right?
All right, so these hyperlinks are live in this page. So that's probably what I would do, right? First thing I would do, left to right, is I would want to know the research-based method.
Okay.
So I would likely pick that. And then we'll get Chantel. And I probably would watch that video of her. If it's a live video, it may or may not be.
Okay. Sure.
That just looks like a dead box, but yeah. So one of the things I think that is relatively important that we have a tendency to kind of take for instance on
Sure.
is I'm coming to the site semi-educated already.
Right.
And so when we talk about is a curriculum is based on a powerful reading horizons method, the method uses unique marking system, we're not getting much of our history in this.
Okay.
Like, it's just basically it's a curriculum on a powerful reading horizons method. It's not telling us the length of time. It doesn't give us any of the Charlotte. And how it was developed over a period of time. And that it is, I don't really know, but it has a basis in Orton Gillingham, and that's kind of important because I think that those are keywords.
Yeah.
Like when I started searching for, there were very specific things I was looking for.
Yes.
And the things that I was looking for was an Orton Gillingham based program that was general ed classroom literacy. I wanted whole school classroom. I wasn't trying to remediate. I was trying to do whole school. And so that would be very appealing to me because I think it's general ed curriculum and I think that's where it's going. So
yeah.
That would be very important to me.
Okay, good, good.
I'm going to have somebody walk through the front door. Nope, I'm not. Never mind. They're just using my parking. That's great.
All right, great.
So those are the kind of things that I would be looking for I would be looking for how the program was developed. I think the marking system, the vast majority of work, and this is the very thing I talked to Lane about originally, is that the vast majority of people that are in the field don't really, there's no evidence to support a marking system. Right? So when you look out there, there's not a ton of evidence out there because the marking system is relatively new and Orton Gillingham is relatively old.
Yeah.
So that whole conversation about systematic and sequential, which are buzzwords of the IDA, should also be probably in that.
Okay.
Because I think people that are looking for this are looking for something very specific. And maybe I'm just drilling in on the things that I think are important. But
sure.
That's where I would go. Probably the next thing up I would look for me, as I would want to know the training and implementation and what that's supposed to look like. So that would be the next thing I would click.
Okay.
Is how does that process happen? and then what the coaching process looks like for when I think about implementation, I think about a timeline. Like it, it goes to the board. You know, I think this is a good idea. I'm going to take it to the board. The board's going to look at it. The board says, yeah, we want to spend the money to do this. And then what's the length of time that it takes to implement something?
Okay.
And this is really the only area where I felt like we kind of dropped the ball on our side, was that I did a ton of research up front, but I don't think I did not predict.
Uh-huh.
I did not predict the kind of pushback and I'm not really sure what the word I'm looking for is, but I did not expect the adherence to the way things are and just the absolute love. You know, you can talk to teachers individually and you can talk numbers with them.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone will agree that we need to do something different in literacy because what we're doing is not working.
Yeah.
But then to make a change to a curriculum-based program, specifically in our school, was very difficult. And we still have a ridiculous amount of pushback or reticence. So to me, when I see implementation, I would love to see, what I would want to see is this, we help you implement this program from we can give you information to take to your board, as much information. This is what we will do we'll do a board web call, right? Or a teacher web call where we can explain the process of how this, because honestly, the statistical numbers of the program,
Uh-huh.
the different schools that have done this program,
Yeah.
their history and their success is going to be enough for almost any board member to just say, okay, I acknowledge this is where this is the direction we need to go, and it kind of fits us. We would, there'd be some specialty items that we would want to look at. But having a program that tells you right off the bat, we're gonna give you an implementation specialist, kind of like Raquel is supposed to be our implementation person.
Right. Right.
I think Raquel was maybe new enough at the time.
Yeah.
We didn't get all of the things that we needed to get taken care of in that implementation. And if I were to do it over again, that's what I would tell any school district that called me.
Uh-huh.
Is that, okay, this is what you need to expect. Here's the questions that you need to expect from your board. Here's the questions of cost that you need to associate per child or whatever. If it's going to be general education, it's a pretty simple number to master.
Yeah.
And then how you implement and what it takes to implement. Because I think everybody that buys a program has a certain expectation of the program. It's just like a parent dropping their kid at school. When they end first grade, they have an expectation that those kids get to a certain level.
Right. Right.
And it's just like when somebody purchases a program, I think they think it's going to be automatic. And, we've really struggled with that with our teachers. The training software was glitchy. We had some glitchy stuff that took on with that. There's still some glitchy things that happen on the inside of Elevate. There's still some glitchy things that happen on the inside of Horizons that are, once you deal with them, they're just minor annoyances, but they are those things that when you're asking a kid to sit down in front of a software deal and go through the vocabulary and the vocabulary doesn't work or it freezes on certain items, those are all things that I would want people to be prepared for.
Okay.
As a school district, you just want to know, if I say that for next year's school season that starts in August of this year.
Yeah.
If I want to implement this program in August of this year, then I need, here's the date that you need to purchase the program by, have the boxes in my office, have a training day, have your teachers go through the PD, there should be like just absolutely like a schedule. This is what it looks like. You know, and I mean, if I were doing it, I would build a calendar, a segmented calendar that says, and just send them a link to it, and they could download it to their download it to their Google Calendar, and it would just overlay on top of there and say, okay, if you want this program to be ready, here's the things that you have to go through for you to be successful in the program, or for you to have the best success that you're looking for.
Okay. Great. Good thoughts. So
Anyhow, go ahead. I'm sorry.
let me ask this: what else would you need to convince you to take the next step? You know, where you come to the site, you're just looking at it, you know, to convince you to reach out or to take the next step about Reading Horizons.
I want to see the stats. You know, I'd want to see the statistics. I'd want to be able to look at programs, schools that have implemented this program. You know, here's where they were, here's where they are. Here's where they were after year 1, year 2, year 3. This is the kind of change, percentage change in their scores. Those are the kind of things that I want. Because for me, when I did this deal, I called school districts.
Yeah.
I called all sorts of people to try to get information about it because I think it's powerful.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. The other thing that I think I would do is I think there was a demo on somewhere on here of the program, but that's exactly what I would do is I'd want to see segments of what that looks like.
Okay, great. Okay, perfect. And let's say you looked at that, you're interested, then what? And you say, hey, I'm interested in looking into this. What would your next step be here? What would you do?
I would talk to a specialist.
Okay. And what would you expect to see when you go there?
What I would expect to see
Yeah.
is I would want to click that and get an option of getting either an email back on my time schedule or a chat.
Email or chat. Okay, great. Okay, perfect. Anything else? Any other feedback? Things you like about the site? Things that you would change?
I don't know. I think it's fine. I mean, it's fine. I will watch videos after the fact.
Okay.
The method overview deal would be important to me, but probably not as important to me as what teachers would say.
Yeah.
That would probably be at least as important.
When you say what teachers would say, what do you mean by that?
If you had some videos available of teachers like you have on the that are built into the I saw videos. I don't remember where I saw videos for this originally where teachers, it was recorded, it was Reading Horizon stuff, but it was people that were talking about you know, they were either apprehensive when they first started, they had, you know, whatever reticence that they had associated with it, but were blown away how the kids took on to the program. You know, where they bare their soul about whether they're apprehensive or they're not apprehensive, but the bottom line is that it works.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. John, you've been very helpful. I completely appreciate your feedback.
Awesome.
So
Yeah.
thank you so much. I appreciate it, and we'll go ahead and send that watch next week. I'm gonna have to check with our fulfillment to see. I'm not sure if we're gonna send it by email or by physical.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. You guys have been. I think you've been good. The only areas that I've ever hoped for differently.
Yes.
Is just stuff like we talked about today. Those are the things that I would drill on if I wanted to make you guys better. Those are the kind of things that I would just be all over, is because I think it's really, really important to share with a school district what the expectation of implementation is, because anybody that's really looking, and it might be helpful if you were looking up a program, right?
Yeah.
If you came to this page and you were looking at it, if you were looking at it from the eyes of an administrator, right?
Right.
What an administrator wants to see. So if there were an administrator view, like a pop-up that said, "What's your title?" and then it gave you kind of administrative view
Mm-hmm.
of what the things you were looking for, versus a teacher wants to see the manuals, right? They're going to want to see these teachers' manuals and research-based method. They may or may not care much about, but they want to know how that happens, what that looks like, and then what kind of PD they're going to get out of the deal, what kind of training that they're going to get.
Okay. Right. Right.
But that's kind of, I mean, different people are going to come to this site and look for different things internalized in the site. I mean, every site's exactly the same way. The magic of a site is how you try to figure out what it is for everyone.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, I did it. I mean, I did this for, I don't know. I shared that with Lane, but I have a coggle of, I think I looked at 36 different programs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Great.
I mean, if you name it, I did it.
You did a lot of research there.
We did a tremendous amount of research.
Well, we're glad you ended up with Reading Horizons.
A tremendous amount of research. Yeah, and there are things that I would change. There's lots of things that I would change about the program, but I mean that's kind of part of the program. That's kind of what it's about.
Perfect. Yeah. Thank you so much for your feedback, John.
You bet. Absolutely.
Hey, have a great day, and thank you.
You bet. Have a good day.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks.